SwaggerSouls greets you! In challenging games such as CSGO, it is hard for a new player to get accustomed to the very often fast-paced and ultimately challenging learning curve that is prevalent in matchmaking. In order to counter more versatile and expensive weapons, it becomes apparent that a cheap, reliable, and easy-to-use weapon can overwhelm the enemy in an ambush scenario, and with luck and a little bit of skill, you can come out on top on a round that you were prepared to lose. We will be going over the best SMG in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, which is, of course, the Pipi Bison, which uses a simple straight blowback method of operation and whose operating cycle is characterized by a very short recoil stroke, standard 9x18mm ammunition that will only drive the bolt partially to the rear of the receiver and produces a cyclical rate of 700 rounds a minute. High impulse ammunition forces the bolt to travel all the way to the end of the receiver, barely striking the receiver wall. A rate of fire of 650 to 680 rounds per minute is a result of this. This has been the effect of reducing perceived recoil and increasing controllability and hit probability. In other words, if the Negev got with that MAC-10 after one too many games of drunk Jenga, took off that ammunition belt, opened up the MAC-10's receiver, and shot off a couple of rounds, then the Bizon would be that beautiful little autistic child that nobody really talks to, but is in reality one of the smartest savants in the world, and if applied correctly, can change the scope of any given situation. If you play CSGO to show off your skins and not to actually play the game, fear not, because this weapon comes in skins that would be sure to reflect your amazing personality. And if applied correctly in the battlefield, you not only can show off your skill, but also the extent of your parents' credit card. The Pipi Bison is a spectacular weapon. One that is not only a common eco-buy for a saving team, but one that is a worthwhile and smart purchase for a plethora of scenarios. Because it holds the same number of bullets as sex positions in the Kama Sutra, it wouldn't be unreasonable to suggest that you'd be more eager to shoot it off prematurely. But fear not, because with a little trigger discipline, you can keep this feisty hunk of metal to fire in controlled bursts and outlast your opponent. First, it is important to talk about accuracy. The reason I talk about accuracy is because if you can't hit your opponent, then you cannot kill them. And if you cannot kill them, then it follows that you will be the person to be killed. And if you keep getting killed, then it follows that you'll lose the game. And if you lose the game, naturally it follows that you'll go back to playing Hello Kitty Sparkling Princess Island, you fucking filthy casual. The best part about this weapon is its very easy to learn and predictable spray pattern, which looks something similar to the ego of a Russian player you encounter in a solo queue. The fire rate of this weapon is unmatched. Spraying bullets almost as fast as the dual Berettas is a perk not often seen by most guns. By utilizing your knowledge of the spray pattern, holding down the left mouse button has never been so easy. After mastering this very intense spray pattern, it is important to assess the damage aspect of this weapon, which is often subject to very harsh and undeserved criticism by big-boned bearded YouTubers who may or may not be my brother. And while it's okay that they're partially brain damaged, I still disagree with the sentiment that the quote-unquote low damage output on the Bizon is anything to be ashamed of. In fact, it is one of the best parts about this weapon. If you are a skilled player and can selectively shoot the appendages of an enemy to lower their health down to the point where chucking a decoy grenade at their forehead would kill them, the embarrassment alone will probably mean that you've killed the player in real life too. How's that for an effective weapon? And remember guys, what people think of you is not more important than you winning in a video game. Trust me. Hopefully this helpful advice will further guide you on your eventual goal to become a global elite like myself. Keep on trying to be as good as me and keep using that Pipi Bison. I am SwaggerSouls and I still have no closure.